Halo guys, kali ini kita mau coba streaming ya di efootball 2025. Tak coba dulu, siapa tahu bisa naik ke divisi 1. Koca ini habis pembaruan sistem ngulang lagi nih. Kemarin udah sampai di divisi 4 ya, divisi 3. Sekarang dari divisi 6. Ya Allah.
So without question, it is one of the most awaited, most anticipated days on the footballing calendar. So many teams, so many ambitions, and only a handful will go forward to achieve those ambitions. That is the nature of our fascinatingly competitive game. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing arena, absolutely perfect for a game of this nature. We have already started here. Oh, well played. Spread neatly. Rodrigo. Otto kept his eye on it, and he's there. Threads one in. Oh, that's well spotted. Marquinhos is sporting a guilty look after that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And now the hit! Big moment! Massive goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
He just absolutely speared that in.
Is it just me, or did he make that look very, very easy? That was terrific skill and composure from him. He finished with such aplomb.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Eder Militao. Rodrigo going face to face with his great rival. Belling. Played back in. Can he finish? He scored! Hot knife through butter. They have done it again.
And how about the timing of the pass and run? They've worked it before, and no doubt they'll work it again.
Chelsea are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
He's going to be disappointed with that. Played with finesse. Brazil have it back and can go again. That's the throw.
Lawanku bukan dari Steam nih, ini dari
And here's Rodrigo.
pemain PS kayaknya. Ada tulisan lintas platform.
Now it's Neymar. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Marcelo did well to emerge. Oh, smashing header! They are rampant! And they're at it again in double quick time. Simple, certain, effective. He just guided it in.
Yeah, he makes those runs with great stealth and a ghost-like arrival to get his head to the ball.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And he's taking no chances there. And we have our very first corner. Up he goes! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Corner number 2 then. Brazil are looking to go forward now. Almost half an hour in now. That is good alertness.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
He's looking wide. Back into the middle. Goalkeeper's ball. Son Heung-min. Oh, well played, well sorted out. No luck with that dink over the top.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
It's Cristiano Ronaldo! And that is a truly outstanding save.
Well,
Pakai
we
Ronaldo
were
nak kiri
anticipating
kanan
this.
oke
They're
tendangannya.
very much set up for the counter-attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Brazil have the chance to go the other way. And he was quick to react. Defending was strong and firm. He's played him through. Malcolm pinches it off him. Oh, and he's through the middle. Malcolm. He's got tall. And yes,
Man.
it's there! What a great header, got plenty on that.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? Beckham. Marcelo promptly onto that, and that is that. Gabriel. That's been cut out, well played. He can run onto that. Rodrigo. No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
Kenapa bang? Ngajarin apa nggak bisa ini bang? Bang Afnan tuh wong bobolan lagi tuh kampret.
A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Brazil have reclaimed it. Well timed, excellent interception. No, he's just misjudged that one. And it's played forward. Marquinhos. And it's half-time here.
Well, it's hard to say whether a two-goal advantage under these circumstances is decisive or not, but so far, haven't really seen enough to indicate that the opposition could come out in the second half and improve to that degree.
Chelsea head in for half-time with a 3-1 lead.
Substitutions taking place.
And the action is back on the way. No way through. That's a little off target. And through to the goalkeeper. And he's being shifted off it. Otto cuts out the pass. And here's Vinicius Junior. And it's He's tried one! Great effort, beautifully taken.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Done delicately. Not the most accurate pass. Douglas Costa. Roberto Carlos does well to get it back. Rudiger calmly anticipates. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Vinicius Junior, great hit! Oh, that was no routine save.
Vinicius Junior really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And now a sudden chance to counter.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Lucas Paqueta. Mbappe. Oh, that's clever. Alisson getting this one clear.
The attendance for this match was 71,898.
Laid back in. Roberto Carlos gets rid without sophistication. Brazil have their second corner now. And now they can spring out of defence. Pedri providing an outlet on that flank. He's in, surely! Can he finish? Really well taken second goal. Pomp, panache, and passion. This, a man full of it all.
After 64 minutes.
Just gorgeous. The most glorious, delicious of touches. Followed up with an unerring finish.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
Substitution on the field.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
And the frightening thing is, Peter, this isn't even a surprise. He thrives in these situations.
Chelsea making another change here. So now the difference is 3. Out of play for a throw. Kimmich. Chelsea do have options available on the bench if they... Oh, what has happened here? And that's definitely not his best. Plays a delicate ball. And he's having a go! Keeper's not concerned by that.
Look, it was achievable, Peter, but it needed his best.
Interesting ball. Rudiger gets across to intercept that. Now it's Roberto Firmino. And he's had it nicked away. Chelsea have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution. Oh, that's fabulous. Real chance! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
Hops for safety. And the ball's gone astray. Roberto Carlos. Joao Felix. And no, that was never going to make it. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. That is a great pick out. There's the shot! Oh, taken with style!
Cole Palmer mencetak gol.
Surely now they are well and truly out of sight. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
No other outcome there. That was bang in the corner, unstoppable.
Called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fee.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Oh, terrible pass. Malcolm, he is through here. Can he put it away? He's got a goal. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Brazil are such an adept
Sesuai pas gampang iki
They
nan.
produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Brazil grab a goal, but it's hard to see it as anything much more than a consolation. Rodrigo, and it's lofted through here. Picked out brilliantly. Malcolm shapes to shoot. He was certain
Divisi
to
6
score.
soalnya.
It is an inexplicable miss.
Peluang banget.
Brazil certainly look a very capable counter-attacking team. They're direct, they're quick, and to be honest, they're full of belief that it'll pay off.
Ronaldinho looking to run onto it. And the pass is intercepted.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
And that's has a goal! No mistake!
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
As if 3 weren't enough. This is nigh on utopian. Chelsea are at the peak of their powers. As for Douglas Costa! He has done it! Even some of the opposing fans are clapping that. You just have to appreciate it.
You know, I'm not going to be hard on the goalkeeper because that moved all over the place on its journey.
Substitution in progress.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Brazil playing for pride here, the match surely beyond them. Referee's given a throw. Quick look, then plays it in.
Six
And that
added
is
minutes
expertly
has been
dealt with.
Pergantian pemain sudah habis, intervalnya
Carlos.
tidak bisa memasukkan Haaland.
Looking for the runner. Anthony. Odo.
This is the time you need that pace.
Rudiger spots it and intercepts. Oh, that's an inviting ball. That's an excellent interception.
This is what good chemistry is all about.
Oh, that was vital. And that will be the final act. So a real showpiece win. This lot were simply far too clever for their opponents, and despite their best endeavours, it has ended in an easy win.
Please make sure
Cristiano
to watch the
Ronaldo,
screen
very
for
much the
information
hero in this
bulletin
game.
from the regional police department.
So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions.
Musuhnya lumayan nih, kekuatan timnya 3110. Kita coba dulu ya. Apa ini? Malah muter-muter. Ini nggak adil nih, terjadi masalah dengan koneksimu. Macam apa ini? Ada lancar-lancar aja loh. Cepet ya. aku Persib Bandung, katanya newbie nih. Sama mas, aku juga newbie nih, baru belajar ini, cuman rada-rada nih servernya. Main bareng kok ya, bersenang-senang, jangan berharap ranking tinggi, yang penting bersenang-senang aja.
Well, hello and welcome one and all. It's a pleasure to have you with us. As you can see, we are all set. The game should be a truly entertaining one, whichever side of it you find yourself on. We have a grand mass of noise and colour, and the juices are flowing. Really is quite a sight to behold this. It feels like a big game, it looks like a big game. Mind you, they all do at this ground. And already we're underway here. Big chance!
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Always onto this. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Alexander-Arnold kept his eye on it, and he's there. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into a stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Messi. McAllister. Rice. Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now it's Mbappe.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Oh, that's a... Can he put it away? Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
This is proving to be a very good spell. The intensity is great, but they've got to make it count.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Roberto Carlos. Still goalless.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive? Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Palmer. And that is expertly dealt with. Messi. Just not quite happening for him just now. Chelsea with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually. And now a sudden chance to
Mestinya main
counter.
pakai PS ini, nggak tahu nih, PS4 atau PS5 ya.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
And it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Bastoni. And here's Bellingham, foot in. Nicely weighted ball. McAllister did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Final ball not quite right, and his teammates are irritated at that. Roberto Carlos, looking for the run. Araujo spots it and intercepts. Messi. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And the shot! It's in! As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
That's just a great finish, but it's down to very clever movement. You can see this has been obviously worked on the training ground. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and it all came good.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
It's a good spell of possession. Shapes to shoot!
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
And he's had it nicked away. Well, it looked promising, but the final ball is just not quite right. Now it's Mbappe. Rice makes the interception.
There will be 1 minute
Now
at
it's
a time.
Mbappe. Mbappe. Can he get onto this?
This is what good chemistry is all about.
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just
Fellow
one goal.
attendees, this
And
is
that
a
is the state of it at the
children's
break.
announcement.
1-0.
Please keep your eyes on
Well,
your
let's
children
not beat
during
about
the
the bush,
match at
Peter.
all
It's
times.
been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Here we go again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
And the finish! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Time and again they are repelled. He's found a way through. Picked out brilliantly. There's the shot. They've done it.
Ternyata lawanku pro ini, bukan newbie ini, dibohongin oleh namanya ini.
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
So that's two now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Oh, good ball. Shots on here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Van Dijk calmly anticipates. And it's Van Dijk. Beckham. He really is being given no time to think on the ball now.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Vinicius Junior. Mbappe. Roberto Carlos does really well to win the ball there.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need...
Oh, he's been caught napping! McAllister. Passes coming off in quick succession here. He's through, now is he in? Goalkeeper's ball. Mbappe proving dependable as ever. Another terrific day at the office for him.
Well, not only can a player of such high caliber show...
Oh, no question, that's a foul. And he's going to have his name taken.
Substitution on the field. Number 13, Palmer. Coming on to replace him is number 22, João Felix.
Chelsea making another change here. And through to the goalkeeper. Oh, easy pickings there. Chelsea are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Ah, he's given it away. Donnarumma catches it safely. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Good read, needed to be. Alexander-Arnold. Chelsea still have the cards to affect this game. Rudiger. Now that looks a decent ball. That is good alertness.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Hernandez is offering some sort of an apology there.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, that's well spotted. Fiddles it through. And he's managed to get... Hits one! Loose ball now, and again! Now, who's going to be first to this? No way through. He's a sharp little ball here. Quality ball. Chelsea can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Koulibaly does well to get it back. Couldn't squeeze it through. Vinicius Junior. There's the hit! They are rampant! And surely that settles it. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, look, he moves and manufactures in unique fashion. This guy is sheer class.
Vinicius Junior. Substitution on the field. Number 7.
A case now of complete control.
Coming on the field is...
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack. Look, it's a run defences dislike, but the timing has to be spot on.
Into the last 5 minutes. McAllister. He's gone for goal! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. And that tested the keeper.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. He's got away. Interesting ball. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
There will be 3 minutes
Rice.
added time.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
He can run onto that. Mbappe! That is decidedly lacking.
Kalah guys, kalah.
Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
And that's it. Chelsea have very little in the way of excuses here, simply having no answer to a display that was stunning, scintillating. There was to be only one outcome.
Hello attendees,
After
this
all of that,
is
Jim,
a
what are you
lost
thinking?
children's
Well, there was a
announcement.
distinct
With the
lack of
father of a boy
clarity
in the
or
green
commitment in
backpack,
everything
kindly
the players
contact a
were
nearby
trying to
member of
do.
staff.
Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited, and deserved to be.
Ini lawannya lumayan berat-berat ini, karena mungkin habis reset musim yang atas-atas pada turun semua.
Well, there's no doubt that this is a game which holds a special place in the minds of the footballing folk in this part of the world. Expectations rising, evidently the crowd hoping to be treated to a special contest. It is the perfect backdrop for the players to walk out to. This place is living up to its reputation as one of the noisiest corners of the footballing world. No decibels spared in this collective chorus. We have already started here. Son Heung-min showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. They expected better, and so did he. Musiala, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And that's clear cut, it's a free kick. Now it's Son Heung-min. Pedri. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Harry Kane. He's a deadly finisher, Peter, obviously, but he can contribute much more than that for his team. He's got the physical presence to hold the ball up and the awareness to bring pretty much everyone else into play. His best attributes, however...
Has a shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And we have our very first corner. Beckenbauer attempts a clearance. Germany are looking to go forward now.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that might come their way.
Bellingham looks to clip it forward. Serginho. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Mbappe. Pedri. And the shot! And it's come back out to him. It's in! The breakthrough strike! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now. Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Beckham. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. And that pass isn't the best. Musiala.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Great defending, strong and determined. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. That's played into space.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. He's played him through. Roberto Carlos is there, and he can get that clear. Can he spark a counter here? Musiala. And here's Kane. Musiala! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders. Odo. Oh, what a mistake! He's looking to set free. Shot a goal! It's there! Germany are all square.
Yeah, I'd call that transition
selalu
with
saya
bite.
buat.
They won it back and bit hard.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Yeah, it's a very good contest with two very good sides, and with such great individual talent on show, it could go either way.
Son Heung-min. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. The fullback is in acres of space here. Well read, nice interception. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Germany clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And the header! Just off target.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
He's had it taken off him. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. So, what can they make of this?
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Jorginho. Beckham. Otto cuts it out. And it's lofted through here. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So half-time, and it is all square. Neither able to pull away from the other, but that is not due to any shortage of effort on either side. It's a goodish game, this, and at half-time, it's one each. And that's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. Chelsea get the ball rolling in the second half. Changes made by neither side, from what we understand. Goretzka. Rudiger cuts out the pass. Lobbed in behind. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Musiala. Now Mbappe. Foot in. Otto. Beckham. Mbappe. And it's Beckham. Pedri. Now it's Son Heung-min. Goretzka. It's Kimmich. Musiala. And here's Mbappe. Kimmich. Kimmich. Yet he rises! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Danger averted for
Bahaya
now.
Rikan.
Out again for a throw-in. Oh, what a pass! And he's got the beating of it. It's Kane! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
It's their second corner of the game. And it's been taken short. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And now they can spring out of defence. Musiala. And here's Goretzka. Son Heung-min. That is a great pick out. Ronaldo was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Beckham. Nicely weighted ball. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Rudiger gets across to intercept that. Goretzka is in a really good position out wide. And it's Beckham. Kane. That's a little off target. Bellingham. He's in plenty of space here. He's picked his way through. Shapes to shoot! Good effort first time.
Well, I think his mind was made up the way that ball arrived, and I certainly admire his willingness to hit the volley.
Substitution for Germany.
Corner number 2 then.
Leon Goretzka. Coming on the field is number 10, Fernando Torres.
It'll be a throw-in.
Substitution in progress.
Has a goal! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Fernando Torres. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Bellingham cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Joao Felix. He's shifting through the gears here. And that's been repelled. Tries a shot! So, third corner of the game. Terrific header! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. And they're back on the ball again. Costa Curta gets over and intercepts. Kane.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Good challenge, excellent challenge. Germany do have a chance to counter here. Picked out brilliantly, and a header! Goal, Germany! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Great header, made it look easy.
Yeah, he makes those runs with great stealth and a ghost-like arrival to get his head to the ball.
Germany go into the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Kane. In comes the cross. Good take by the keeper, he's read that well. And he cuts out the supply. Ronaldinho. Otto picks it up out wide. Palmer. Beckham.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
And he was alert to it. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing.
There will be 3
Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Costa Curta. Kimmich. And that is as far as it goes.
Lagi
Really clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away nothing. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, obviously...
Flex your biceps to the beat. Me and my set losing sleep just to stay up in the dance. Please don't try this life we lead. She has no clue that her presence is the highlight of my week. She thought that I messed with so and so, but that was just a story. Life is good, no more parties. Shook a guy might bore me. I come from that side of South where no fear was your uniform. Started dressing bright, reckon days look like a unicorn. But we was all onto something. This is what we rooted for. Yeah. Long time living in the city. Long time living in Flex your biceps to the beat. Me and my set lose sleep just to stay up in the dance. Please don't try this life we lead. It's not recommended how I spend it. These days I just shell it on the record. Tried to send a text, there was an error. I think I got the message, So many we got memories. Way before the long time living in the city. Long time living in the city. Long time living in the city.
There's no doubt that this is a game which holds a special place in the minds of the footballing folk in this part of the world. Expectations rising, evidently the crowd hoping to be treated to a special contest. It is the perfect backdrop for the players to walk out to. Red is the colour, the only colour. We bring you this game, of course, from Old Trafford, Manchester. So it's down to business here. Very little question about who's going to be the star of the show here, I think, Jim.
Yeah, assuming we're referring to the one and only Francesco Totti.
Of course we are.
Yeah, well, when you look at him, you just think about mischief, devilment, somebody who finds those pockets of space and gets turning and bringing others into play. And not only that, Peter, but a very clever goal scorer.
Roberto Carlos. Beckham. Pedri. And here's Bellingham. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. And the ball's done its job. Now who's going to be first to this? Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days.
He's going for goal! He's got away with one there.
Well, I think the opposition was pretty sloppy in creating a problem for themselves then, but he was onto it so quickly and very nearly made them pay.
Now it's Totti. Yamal was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Beckham. But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Yeah, whether they've been allowed to set the standards or not, they're setting them, and a goal has to follow. Well, I'm not quite sure he needs...
Beckham! Bernardo Silva. Beckham. Can he get onto this?
Footballing width usually identifies with running room, and we've just seen a prime example.
Yamal gets into some space. Cross goes in there. That is a brilliant interception. And the ball's a good one here.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Bastoni calmly anticipates. That's been cut out, well played. Beckham. So we're still where we started right now. It's Vinicius Junior.
Manchester United really have found that they're getting more space out wide, and I can see now there's a...
Great chance! Cleared without complication. And here's Mbappe. Decent hit! Goal! Manchester United! There is the breakthrough! Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
There was a distinct lack of pressure there, Peter. It was a good finish, but it was made easy. That's poor defence.
So the first goal of the game.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Bastoni cuts it out. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Guardiola. It's a good spell of possession, this. Mbappe proves just a little bit too strong. He's looking for the runner here. Mbappe providing an outlet on that flank. Cristiano heads it! Just off target.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Totti delivering the goods as expected.
Well, not only can a player of such high calibre show the imagination to set up a goal, but he can also produce when the pressure's on to deliver a big moment. This guy was born to create.
And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Yamal! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Oh, what has happened here? That's really well cleared. And here's Yamal. Can he finish? He has done it!
Kebobolan lagi. Musuhnya yang platform berbeda malah bagus-bagus main. Pada main PS.
A very tasty combination.
Manchester United are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking...
Chance! Guardiola. Chelsea are still behind as we reach out for half-time. That has been cut short. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Beckham. Now it's Mbappe. Pedri. He's through here.
Look, it's a run defences dislike, but the timing has to be spot on.
Chelsea with the corner, they're first. And now a sudden chance to counter. Beckenbauer. Beckham. Quality ball.
That's positional goal,
has been
utilisation of space.
He's found a way through. Can he latch onto this? Bastoni. And he cuts out the supply. Guardiola. He's got plenty of space out wide here. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. He's not got that quite right. And the first half is done. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Yeah, chins have dropped, heads are down, and half-time couldn't have come at a better time.
Hello attendees, this is a lost children's announcement. Please keep your eyes on your children during the match at all times. Substitution on the field. Number 23, Beckham. Coming on the field is
And
number
the action
14,
is back on the way.
Casemiro.
Look, before they might get too carried away with thoughts of getting back into the game, they can't afford to slip up and concede another. The next goal becomes crucial.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo! That's a half-decent try.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And here's Mbappe. Ooh, that is great defending, so alert.
Oh, that's great. That's great concentration. Well, that's the first attempt, Peter, we've seen at one of those raking passes just to spread the play.
Now it's Mbappe. Nicely aimed pass. Cristiano Ronaldo! And that's caused a worry or two.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Bernardo Silva. And it's Casemiro. It's gone out for a throw-in.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak...
Hits one! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Substitutions taking place.
So time for change. and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Keeper's dealt with that. Chelsea are looking... Vinicius Junior!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
This match was 70,987.
Casemiro. And he was alert to it. Joao Felix. Chelsea perhaps contemplating their next change here. That's a nicely measured pass. It's Cristiano Ronaldo!
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Bastoni gets over and intercepts. Beckenbauer cuts out the pass. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Floated through. Bellingham. He's had a shot. It's a loose ball. And he was there to get a vital touch.
Bellingham really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Substitution.
Chelsea have their second corner now. Manchester United have the chance to go the other way. Bernardo Silva thinks one through. And that pass isn't the best. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Manchester United finding their passes. Chelsea will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Alaba gets across to intercept that. Vinicius Junior. 75 minutes played. Totti. Totti with the cross. There's the hit! Worth a try. Shame about the outcome.
Mbappe really improvised cleverly there. His quick thinking almost paid off in real style.
Can he finish? That is decidedly lacking.
Well, that's why we all say indecision is fatal. So,
Substitution on
time
the
for
field.
changes on both sides, actually.
Pep Guardiola. Number 11, Francesco Totti.
No, he's not getting his way this
18,
time.
Bernardo Silva. Coming on the field.
Now it's
number 2,
Mbappe.
Joshua Kimmich.
Rafinha.
Number 21.
He can run onto that.
Messi. Number 8.
Yamal! Yes! And surely that settles it. No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Number 22.
A case now of complete control.
Yamal.
Now it's Bellingham.
Yamal.
Haaland.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Vinicius Junior. And it's Messi. Mbappe. Beckham spots it and intercepts. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. The ball has bounced loose now. It could be big chance! And for sure, that was not one of his best. Kimmich is there, and he can pick it up. Rafinha. Beckham. He's only too happy to take that back. He's played him through. Now it's Bellingham. Oh, that's fabulous. And the shot! They've done it! And they are right back within touch. Speed of thought,
There will be 5
efficiency of
minutes
movement,
added time.
and certainty of outcome.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored.
Haaland! And it's in! Drama at the death! Is there time for one more twist?
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
And now he has two. Chelsea give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Vinicius Junior. And that will be the final act. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
Oke guys, terima kasih yang sudah menonton.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight.